welcome back. I'm here with Robert Gignac, author of Rich is a State of Mind. Now, you've had lots of years' experience dealing with your own personal financial advisor.
Yeah.
What are some things that they did that impressed you from a consumer perspective?
The biggest thing, hands down for me, was understanding the value of goal setting.
Okay.
Because I thought that putting money in my RSP once a year was a good plan. And yeah, I tried to save some money, but I was also, really thought that creating a CD collection was a really cool thing too.
Yeah.
I realize I'm showing my age for some of you out there because people, CDs? What are CDs? Everything's online. Spotify, streaming music, great, I get it. We're going back about 20 years for that part of the conversation.
Yeah.
And everybody knows you should set goals. Some short-term goals, mid-term goals, long-term goals, plan for the future. And I knew about it. I guess I knew it up here. I just never got it.
Right.
And it was during a conversation with my advisor that we've been talking about goals for a while, still haven't seen the list. What is it you'd really like to accomplish? I said, yeah, I get it, but nobody really does this. And he opened up his briefcase and he took out a laminated sheet and he slid it across the table and he went, this is a list of some of the things I'd like to accomplish in the next 25 years of my life. And I picked it up and some of them already had magic marker lines through them. And I went, holy crap, people actually do this.
Wow.
And it had a massive effect on me. Now, I know what you're thinking, Jamie. You're going to ask me, do I have the list here? No, I don't have the list with me. I'm still a work in progress. But it was that gave me the impetus to go, maybe there really is something to this. So much so that I dedicate an entire chapter in the book called What is the Goal? To helping people understand. Set the goals, work towards the plan. But then I've had people tell me, well, I'd never share my goals with my advisor because they'll judge me by what I want.
Right.
They'll look at my list and go, come on, this is what you want? That's not what financial professionals do. It's certainly not what good financial professionals do. What the good financial professional does, Jamie, is they look at that list and go, okay, if this is what you want, let's build the plan.
Yeah. So when you got into this, you were already dealing with an advisor for a number of years. And when I say this, I'm talking writing the book.
Sure.
Prior to writing the book, did you speak at any conventions or events or anything? So
I was a computer geek.
Okay, so that was your background, technology?
Technology. I went to St. Clair College in Windsor so long ago that they actually called it data processing, before it became IT, information technology, and all the rest. So I wrote code, I managed coding teams, I was the manager of a computing department, I've pulled cables through ceilings, I've crawled under desks.
Right.
I've been the guy who answered the phone on the helpless desk going, I don't know how to solve your IT problem. Back in the early days of PCs where it was like, reboot, defrag your hard drive, call me if it happens again.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So I did that for the better part of 20 years before I ever got interested in this at all.
And this is your first book you ever wrote?
This is the first book.
It's sold now over 40,000 copies.
It's sold over 40,000 copies. And I'm always torn when I tell people that because in one way it's, you're bragging about your book sales. It's like, no, really, I'm not because I don't think the number's that impressive. Dan Brown, J.K. Rowling, not losing sleep over my book sales. So, but at the end of the day, there's something about this book which resonates with Canadians. And as I tell financial professionals all the time, I didn't write the book for you. I wrote the book for the Canadian consumer of financial services to help them understand the value that a good financial advisor can bring to their life. Yeah, the book's educational, and it talks about everything any advisor would talk to their client about. Compound interest, goal setting, TFSA, RSP, RESP. It depends. Pay down the mortgage. What about insurance? Why do I need a will? All of those basic fundamental building blocks. But the underlying theme through the book, if there is one, is you probably shouldn't attempt to do this all by yourself.
Right. Have you ever, and this is just a thought that came to my mind, have you ever had advisors use this as a tool with their clients?
All the time.
Okay. Tell me, is there any success stories that relate to that?
I've got a young advisor in Windsor, Ontario. And he's bought more of my book in the last couple of years than any advisor across Canada. So I was intrigued. I called him up. I said, Mike, I know you love the book. What are you doing with this thing? And he said, take me out for lunch next time you're in town. I'm fortunate. My mom, dad live in Windsor, Ontario. So I went down to see him, and he gave me a copy of the book. First time anybody's ever given me a copy of my own book. And inside he had 4 yellow stickies, numbered, not surprisingly, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I did what you would do, Jamie. It's like, what's that all about? Oh, there's a highlighted paragraph, highlighted paragraph, highlighted paragraph, highlighted paragraph. He said, this is what I do. He said, I give your book out to a prospect. He said, your job for the next meeting is to read those 4 paragraphs. He said, we have the next meeting, come back, let's talk about the 4 paragraphs. Mike, I'm really sorry, how busy it is with the kids and jazz, tap, piano, ballet, soccer practice. I just didn't get a chance to read them. And Mike looks him right in the eye and says, that's okay, I get it. Call me when you've read the 4 paragraphs, or don't read them, don't call me, give the book away to one of your friends. And he packs up his stuff and goes.
Wow.
And I said, what do they do, Mike? He said, some of them were angry. He said, Mike, you don't understand how busy I am with jobs, and my wife works, and 3. And he said, no. He said, I get busy. He said, I'm married. He said, I've got 3 kids of my own. He said, trust me, I get busy. He said, call me when you've read the 4 paragraphs, or don't read them, don't call me, and give the book away. He said, or they go, Mike, I read the 4 paragraphs. He said, that's really interesting. We can really do this? He said, we have a great conversation. They may or may not become my client. He said, or they go, Mike, read the 4 paragraphs. That was really cool. I started reading the book. He goes, bingo. He said, now I know I've got somebody who will commit to working on a financial plan.
Right.
He said, I don't need them to read the book. Yeah. He said, I just need them to get engaged with the concept. Right. And he said, Robert, he said, if using your book as a marketing device like that saves me from spending time with somebody who's really never going to be committed to getting a plan, he said, it pays for itself 50 times over. But when they become the client, then it pays for itself hundreds of times over, and it gives them a piece of reference material that they know I've given them that helps to start building the relationship.
That's great. And we'll see you guys next week as we continue our conversation with Robert Gignac. Thank you. Hey, if you like this video or any of the other videos that I have on my channel, stay tuned. We have so many more coming, but I want to make sure that you're in the know, that you know when they're coming. So please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and make sure you hit the notification bell.